let's get started with this makeup look. I was inspired by this beauty, so today I'll be recreating that look of the Joker. It's perfect since Halloween's coming up. So we will get started first with my eyebrows. I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just literally using that picture as a reference. So for me, I thought starting with my eyebrows was the best way to go about it. So I'm using my concealer. You could actually use glue, a glue stick to cover your eyebrows and put some white powder, but I didn't have a glue stick, so I went with what I had. I think this is a look that you can do without having to go out and buy anything necessarily. I think we all have those type of colors somewhere in our makeup kit, so I went ahead and just cover as best as I could my eyebrows. Well, not necessarily cover them, but more like make them a little bit lighter so that I can go in with a green. As you can see, I added another concealer because I thought this was a little bit lighter, but actually it wasn't. So you'll see that I end up going back to the other one again and basically try to get them as light as I could. This is where I went in back with the first concealer. I just felt that this was doing the actual job. The other one really didn't do much. So I'm just blending away, and then you'll see that they're ready for that Joker green. Now this time around, I actually took some of the extra concealer and added it to my eyelids because that's going to be like my base or primer for my eyes for the purple that I'll be using. So here we are going to get started with the green eyebrows. So I just took this palette and the lightest green that was there, or the lime green one, and I just started piling in that green back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth until I got that shade of green that I was looking for. The eyebrows did need a few layers, so I ended up mixing multiple greens in that palette, but I took some of that shimmery turquoise, dark turquoise color and just added it, and as you can see, it's standing out a little bit more. And then I'll go in again towards the end. You'll see that I added another shimmer more in the center of the eyebrows, just so that it could stand out a little bit more. You can't really see it here on video, but in person with the light you can see that highlight there. Now that I had my eyebrows done, I can get started with the eye look. So I took some of my handy dandy tape. This is for eyeshadows, but you could actually use any type of tape, as you guys already know and you've seen my other looks. But just try. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's the Joker, but I did want to have like a guide to help me, especially because I'm doing purples, and also purples have a lot of fallout. I still had fallout, and you'll see even with the tape, but I was using this more as a guide and to help me stay within where I wanted to stay. Now, if you guys have watched my other makeup videos, you know that I always like to start my eyeshadow looks with a nice transition color that's either a light brown or something similar to my skin tone. So for this look, I actually decided to not go with a brown. I used a nice mauve color. It had some purple in there. I thought it was just perfect because we're using lots of purple for this look. As you can see, I'm just doing back and forth motions. Nothing perfect. One, because it's the Joker. Two, because we'll be covering this. It's just more, again, it helps all the colors come together nicely when we blend them. So I just packed my eyelid until I had the color, the intensity of the color that I wanted. Now we can get started with the purples. I'm using this Jaclyn Hill palette. It has a really nice purple. I forgot to show you guys. I don't know the name. but it's a perfect purple for this look. I just took that brush with smaller bristles to help me start packing that purple nice and tight, and just stay within the outer corner and then slowly bring it in towards the middle. Once I was done adding that beautiful purple, I felt that it was still missing more intensity. So I took this purple from this palette because I knew that I wanted it darker, but I didn't want to go with the black. And this purple is a little bit darker, going towards black, but not necessarily black, if that makes sense. So I just packed it in until I had that intense look that I wanted for my outer corners. Took this Revolution palette, which has some beautiful purples, but the one that I specifically used for this look is this neon one. You can't really tell on camera because of my lighting. I know, my lighting sucks. What's new? The struggle is real, but here we are. But anyways, I really like that color because it's really vibrant and neon in person. And I thought it was perfect for this look, and especially to bring that color in the inner of my eyelid or halfway, because you'll see that I'm going to use other colors. Next, I took that brush that I just showed you and my concealer to do my favorite part, which is the cut and crease. Not really. I don't like doing it because it's hard. Well, at least it's hard for me. But here basically I'm taking that brush with some concealer and marking a line and bringing the concealer in, and then you'll see that I take some purple, that dark purple, and create a line over, if that makes sense. You'll see through the video. Technically, you can do a cut and crease differently. You can do the line first and then try to clean it up with your concealer. So you can do it either way, whatever works best for you, but this is what works for me. And I just continue to do that. Then you'll see me take the purple and start creating that line. Here I went back in with my concealer and the little brush to just clean it up a little bit more. I felt like I did the line too thick, so now I'm just taking it to fix it and make it more sharp, and then move on to the second eye. Once I had my line sharp like I wanted, I went back in with that neon purple and again blend those colors and bring that purple towards the middle, because with the concealer I did erase some of it, so I just had to fix it, and I did the same to the second eye. I did also go back and added some more of that dark purple on the outer corner, just so that I can blend that neon color again with the purple, if that makes sense. It wasn't really necessary, but I'm here just being extra, you know. But yeah, I wanted to blend it a little bit better. Now that I'm done packing all that purple on my eyelid for now, I can remove the tape and get started with the teardrop that you saw in the reference picture. Now I do have some fallout. I'll remove it, but I'll do that after adding some of the neon purple on my waterline, because it's necessary first, and then it'll make all sense. As you can see, I'm also bringing down that purple a little bit more on my left side, because I need to bring it down for the teardrop. And you'll see, it'll all make sense. Here, I'm just cleaning any excess purple from the waterline and then any fallout that I had so that I can actually now get started with the teardrop after I do my foundation. So before I did my foundation, I wanted to finish at least the eyelid, and I decided to go in with some glitter to make it more extra, and the reference picture does have like a highlight, so I figured that she used some type of glitter, or some type of eyeshadow. I have this e.l.f. eyeshadow that I really love, and it is a little bit difficult to work with because it does dry in a weird consistency, so I just have to move fast, and I use my finger because it's just better than a brush. So here I'm just packing it in, trying to stay away from going over that sharp line that we did with our cut and crease. We don't want to mess that up. But yeah, I just went ahead and blend that glitter until I got the intensity that I wanted. Once again, to help all the colors come together and for them to look blended nicely, I went back with that neon purple, not much, and just packed a little more just so that it stood out more than that glitter too, because I think that I brought the glitter a little bit too far in or out. Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure that that purple was still standing out. Now I can go in and do the foundation, but first I'm just adding some moisturizer and some primer to get my face ready for the foundation. PSA, once again, I would like to apologize for the horrible lighting, but it started raining and the sun decided to hide on me, and this is what I got. But anywho, we move along. Things happen. So here I just took my Marc Jacobs bronzer and started doing all that bronzing to just give it some color. Nothing crazy because it's the Joker. I don't think it had any contour or anything. So we're just doing a little bit. And then I went in with some e.l.f. blush. Again, nothing too intense because the Joker doesn't have any blush or anything like that. But we're just giving some shape to my face. Now for this part, self-explanatory, I just did my eyelashes, curled them. I don't know why I did them after I did like my bronzer and my blush. I should have just done it when I was done with the eyeshadows. But anywho, I just took some regular, not so long eyelashes, which now that I'm looking at it, I actually would have liked some more dramatic eyelashes or spidery kind of lashes, but it is what it is. But it didn't look bad. I just felt that the look probably would have looked better if I used some other eyelashes. But here I'm just taking my glue, putting on the eyelashes, and then I took this nice purple LA Girl eyeliner. It's almost like a pastel purple. Then you'll see me going with another purple that's a little more intense, and just to make the eyes pop more. I recently bought this mascara and I thought it was perfect to use it for the first time for this look because it's a nice burnt purple. So I just added it to my eyelashes. You can't really tell the difference, but we go with the flow. Then after that, I took some of that Jaclyn Hill purple and added it to my waterline again to start bringing that purple down so we can start now finally with the teardrop. As you can see by the reference picture, the teardrop has some rhinestones, but she used like some either black rhinestones or some really deep purple rhinestones. Unfortunately, I didn't have any dark rhinestones, and again, I didn't want to go out and buy anything because I feel like this look, you could make it work even without the rhinestones. But I knew that I had rhinestones from one makeup look that I recently did. They were not black, but we were gonna make it work. But before I added the rhinestones, I wanted to have like a roadmap so that I knew where exactly I wanted the rhinestones as well, because I am adding purple. I wanted to be careful. So I did want to have like an outline so then I can take some purples and then add them on my outline. Once I have that purple on, I can go ahead and start adding the rhinestones using my eyelash glue. I do suggest for you guys to put the eye glue one step at a time. Let me just rephrase that. So instead of putting your glue all over your face where the rhinestones are going to go, just do it as you go. Because it also, I think it has to do with the type of glue that you use, but my glue dries really fast. So I struggle because I started putting in, you'll see the glue all over, and then I try to put the rhinestones, and by the time I went with the second one, it was already dried. So it just got too complicated. And I can tell you that the rhinestone part of this look was what took me the longest. It was such a hassle. But I mean, it was worth it. I think it gave the look something unique, just like the reference picture did. But yeah, it took me forever, but it was worth it. I don't know what happened to my clip where I finished putting the rhinestones for the teardrop. I'm sorry, but this is what we have. Moving along to the lips now. I believe I used 4 products, but starting off with my ColourPop red lip liner. If you guys don't have the lip liners, you need them in your life. Okay, going back to the lips. I started off by just outlining them just like I would for any other look, but then I started overlining them. And you'll see through the video that I got a little too comfortable with the lip liner because they're that amazing and so smooth that I overlined it way too much, but it ended up working perfectly, and you'll see. The Joker does have some like cuts on his actual smile line, so I wanted to take some darker color and add it to the corner of my lips to make it a little bit more, I don't know, like shadowy, kind of look like a cut. And unfortunately, I didn't notice that I wasn't actually showing you guys what I was doing because I was covering my entire face. But I just took the lip liner, which is like a burgundy, beautiful Milani lip liner, and I just went on the corners and started pulling that color out towards that long smile line that I did. Then I realized that I wasn't really liking that original red lipstick that I used, I felt like it was a little too orangey. So I went with this cherry red, more intense kind of red to bring in the lip liner with the lipstick. So I just felt like it went more with the actual lip liner, both the ColourPop and the Milani one. Once I went ham with that lipstick, I realized that it started looking a little too clowny and I was just not liking it. So I figured that I would take my foundation and then that brush and try to clean it up to make it like a more straight line. That was the original goal. Decided to just go ahead and use a wipe and start wiping it off instead, but then that was making it more messy. It just looked very smeared. But then I'm like, wait, I actually like how this looks. This was not the plan, but I'm actually liking how the red looks all smeared, and it just gave it that, I don't know, that Joker look. Instead of being cute and super straight and perfect. So I figure, let me just fix a little bit of the mouth, outline it a little bit again, but still take that wipe and bring down some of that red to just make it look like messy. And that wasn't the original intention, but it actually worked out and I loved it. Once my mouth was done, it was time for me to move on with the writing on the face. So I just started randomly adding the H and the A all over half of my forehead, then brought it down to my cheek. It didn't have to be perfect again. I used the ColourPop eyeliner. Highly recommend that one too if you need a black eyeliner. And I made some of them smaller, some of them bigger, and just like I said, the placement was random. Didn't have to be perfect. Some of them were thicker than the others, and I really like how it came out. And yeah, you'll see how I went about the rest of the lettering on the face. Now the reference picture does not have any shadow, well, purple shadow on the lettering, but I thought it would be nice if I went and added some purple tones as a shadow for the lettering, and I really like how it looked. I took some of that neon purple first from the Revolution palette, and then I took that dark deep purple color after, and just randomly started like outlining, nothing perfect, the letters, and until I got the color that I wanted to make it stand out more. But I really like how that purple looked instead of just going with like a gray or leaving it as it was. I did my hair off camera. I just put some gel and some water, and I thought I was done, but then I'm like, wait, it's missing something. I didn't have any green paint, but I figure I can take some of that lime green and add it to my forehead and just give it that effect of that shadow, that green shadow, and that's what it was missing. And after that, we were done. And this is it for today's video. What do you guys think? I did my best. First time doing it, as you guys already know. I really don't rehearse my videos. I just go for it. It's all about trying and messing up and just going with the flow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, being creative and recreating this look of the Joker. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and that you hit that notification button so that you're notified when my next video goes up. Until next time, bye.